Polarization. Light is an electromagnetic wave. Usually a light wave is represented by the electric field vector E. The electric field in a light wave propagate perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the electric field vector in free space. For example, if light propagate along x-axis, the electric field may be along y-axis or along z-axis or along any direction in the yz plane. In this figure you see, suppose this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, and this is your z-axis, and this is your yz plane. Suppose light is propagating along the x-axis, then the electric field vector may be along y-axis or along z-axis or in any direction in this yz plane. Such light is called unpolarized light. Light emitted by ordinary source such as electric lamp, mercury tube, candle, sun, etc. are unpolarized. What is linearly polarized or plane polarized light? If the electric field at a point always remains parallel to a fixed direction as time passes, the light is called linearly polarized along that direction. For example, if the electric field at a point is always parallel to the y-axis, we say that the light is linearly polarized along the y-axis. As shown in this figure, suppose this is the direction of the propagation of light wave, that is the x direction, and the electric field vector is along the y-axis. So if the electric field is always parallel to the y-axis, we say that the light is linearly polarized along the y-axis. Similarly, as shown in the figure, if the electric field at a point is always parallel to the z-axis, we say that the light is linearly polarized along the z-axis. Then what is plane of polarization? The plane containing the electric field and the direction of propagation is called the plane of polarization. In this figure, the direction of propagation is along x-axis and the plane containing the electric field and the direction of propagation is your xz plane. So the plane of polarization is the xz plane. But in this figure, the plane of polarization is along the xy plane, because the plane containing the electric field and the direction of propagation is along the xy plane. Now let us know what is Polaroid. There are several methods to produce polarized light from the unpolarized light. An instrument used to produce polarized light is called a polarizer. Polaroids are commercially available polarizer. Polaroids are plain sheets in the shape of circular disc. If light from an ordinary source like a sodium lamp passes through a Polaroid sheet P1, it is observed that its intensity is reduced by half. Rotating P1 has no effect on the transmitted beam. Now place another identical Polaroid P2 before P1. Rotating P1 has a dramatic effect on the light coming from P2. As shown in the picture, suppose the P1 is the Polaroid and P2 is another identical Polaroid. Suppose light from an ordinary source passes through the Polaroid P1. Now P2 is absent. You imagine P2 is absent, only P1 is present, and light is coming from a sodium lamp, suppose sodium lamp, and it passes through this Polaroid P1. You will observe that after passing through this Polaroid P1, the intensity of light will be reduced to half. Now what you do, you place another identical Polaroid P2. So light is allowed to pass through the Polaroid P2. Now if you rotate this Polaroid P1, as you see in this figure, if you rotate the Polaroid P1, then the intensity of light will change. You will see that in one position the intensity transmitted by the Polaroid P2 followed by P1 is nearly 0. When turned by 90 degree from this position, P1 transmits nearly the full intensity emerging from P2. So if light from an ordinary source like a sodium lamp passes through a Polaroid sheet P1, it is observed that its intensity is reduced by half. Rotating P1 has no effect on the transmitted beam. Now place another identical Polaroid P2 before P1. Rotating P1 has a dramatic effect on the light coming from P2. In one position, the intensity transmitted by P2 followed by P1 is nearly 0. When turned by 90 degree from this position, P1 transmits nearly the full intensity emerging from P2. This experiment can be easily understood by assuming that light passing through the Polaroid P2 gets polarized along the pass axis. So in every Polaroid you have a pass axis, and through this pass axis the polarized light can pass. In this case you see this is the pass axis of the Polaroid. In this case also this is the pass axis of the Polaroid. Here this is the pass axis of the Polaroid. As shown in the figure, suppose this is the pass axis of P2 and this is the pass axis of P1, and theta is the angle between the pass axis of P2 and the pass axis of P1. When the Polaroid P1 rotates, the intensity of light varies as I equal to I naught cos square theta. Here I naught is the intensity of polarized light after passing through the first polarizer. This above equation is called Malus law. So what conclusion we get from this experiment? The intensity coming out of a single Polaroid is half of the intensity of the incident light. By putting a second Polaroid, the intensity can be further controlled from 50% to 0 of the incident intensity. And by adjusting the angle between the pass axis of the two Polaroid, we can control the intensity from 50% to 0. What are the uses of the Polaroids? Polaroids can be used to control the intensity in sunglasses, window pans, photographic cameras, etc. Let us work out a very important problem. Discuss the intensity of transmitted light when a Polaroid sheet is rotated between two crossed Polaroids. So here you have given three Polaroids. Suppose P1, P2 and P3. P1 and P3 are crossed and P2 is rotating. Let I0 is the intensity of polarized light after passing through the first polarizer P1. Then the intensity of light after passing through the second polarizer P2 will be equal to I naught cos square theta. Here theta is the angle between the pass axis of P1 and P2. Since P1 and P3 are crossed, the angle between the pass axis of P2 and P3 will be equal to 90 degree minus theta. Hence the intensity of light emerging from P3 will be I equal to I naught cos square theta into cos square 90 minus theta. That will be equal to I naught cos square theta into sin square theta. That will be equal to I naught by 4 sin square 2 theta. Therefore, the transmitted intensity will be maximum when theta will be equal to pi by 4 or 45 degree.